Alright, well, I did not expect to do this at all. But Unus Annus just ended. I sat through the entire 12-hour live stream, give or take about 30 to 45 minutes. And I don't know what to think. I don't think it is truly set in for me yet. What exactly I experienced and what exactly just happened. Throughout the course of the year, I watched two lovable goofballs create a channel, center it around essentially self improvement and making the most out of a limited amount of time. Memento Mori. Unus Annus. 1 year. Remember death. And that, it's hard for me to think right now. It is 3 a.m., but that's not the reason. The reason is because I'm mentally trying to process essentially everything. You know, what does this mean? What does this mean for me? What does this mean for my growth personally? And honestly, these are questions I absolutely cannot answer right now. And I'm sure if I ever post this, I imagine I'll post this video eventually, maybe even soon, but what does this mean for me? I I don't know. I can tell you something though, it has truly inspired me. This uh, social experiment, you could call it, has really got my mind working. You know, these two guys, they made a channel and they told us from the very beginning it will be deleted in 365 days. And come 365 days later, on the hour, they achieved their promise. They did exactly what they said they were going to do and what they set out to do. And the impact it made was astronomical. I don't think, myself included, but I don't think anyone really is going to understand the true effects of what this actually means for quite some time. And as I was saying, back to just being inspired, this has made me really rethink everything, you know. I started YouTube almost on a whim. It was one of those things that a childhood dream, you could say. In fact, a little bit ago I recently received a letter from myself in was it 6th grade, and in that letter it was meant to be, you know, a letter to your future self, talking about your hopes, your dreams, prospects for the future. And a few sentences down, I asked myself if I had a YouTube channel and if I was starting to get famous. And that hit me because I clearly didn't remember it, but doing YouTube has been on my mind since I was a child, since I was a kid, and I never really knew. Of course I knew, but I never really thought about it. And here I am trying it. And I only have, 130 subscribers by the time this is out, but it draws into another thing of just I don't know how I'm supposed to explain this right now. It ties itself into essentially the entire point of Unus Annus is, well, the entire point of maybe just doing YouTube, and it's having a legacy. You know, I skated through high school, right? And as they mentioned in the live stream, it went by fast. But it only went by fast because it's over now. And that hit me, you know, in a lot of different ways, because high school was a long, grueling process full of amazing people, just the worst classes, and a mix of good, bad emotions, and it was amazing. And I absolutely loved the experience for as much as I hated it. And now it's over. I am in college. I'm 18, and I will never get to experience that again. My high school days are not far behind me, but they're not close either. They are gone. And no matter how much I try, there's absolutely no way I can go back to that time where I was just in high school and I couldn't care about anything. And here I am trying YouTube. And I think this is kind of where this self-preservation thing happens, because I'm essentially documenting my life at this point. I'm creating a legacy for myself to look back onto and say, "Oh, there you were. This is this point in your life. You just experienced this. How did you react? What did you do? What did you say?" And along the way I can entertain a few people, 130 subscribers. That's 130 people who cared enough about my content, even if it was just a passing accidental click of the subscribe button. They saw something and they said, "You know what? I'll give this kid a shot. I'll follow him. He's entertaining. He's funny." Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are thinking. But it's just kind of weird, because this moment, even every single moment that passes is a moment you will never ever get back. And every single second in the future that you still have time left is a second that you have time to change anything about your life. Right now, even though it's 3 a.m., I could text my mother that I love her, and she would think, I love you too. It'd probably be scared because I'd be texting her I love her at 3:08 in the morning, and she'd be probably concerned, but like, if we just ignore that for a while. it's it's just, I guess it's just deep thoughts at 3 a.m. after an almost prolific event just happened that I was blessed to be able to witness. And I don't quite know what it means yet, because as I'm speaking, my brain is slowly in the process of trying to compound all that information it just got and make sense of it. And I just don't know what to say. Yeah, I just don't know what to say. So I guess I'll just tie this in to my legacy, right? My channel. This is one of the more scary things I've ever done in my life. I've had a small internet presence before. I had an Instagram channel that occasionally you see like notifications pop up for, and like a few of my videos. I just posted art there. Not really anymore, but it's not serious, right? Having a YouTube channel, that's something bigger, because what you're doing is you're taking hours out of your day. You're recording yourself raw, and then you're editing it down, and you're putting yourself in everything you're doing. You're saying, "Hey, I'm gonna take this mic, and I'm gonna go on OBS, and I'm gonna hit record, and I'm gonna talk, and every single thing that you hear is gonna be 100% me, and there's no way I can change that. I'm completely putting myself out there to strangers on the internet, random people, and just seeing what happens." And that is terrifying. And at the same time, it is one of the best experiences and most fun I've had possibly in my life. I absolutely love making videos, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. And this is coming from a guy who is a first year in college and only has 130 subscribers to his name. I am minuscule in the grand scheme of almost anything. And yet I feel that just by being here, just by doing what I'm doing right now, talking without a purpose, I'm creating a legacy for myself that I can look back on and say, I'm proud of this kid. I'm proud of where he came from, and I'm proud of who he's turning into. And as I've said before, I don't quite know what that means. It's hard to put into words the emotions I'm feeling right now, because it quite possibly could be every single emotion. I feel regret. You know, I wish I could be back in high school in some ways. Not in a lot of ways, because high school wasn't great, obviously, but I miss my friends, and I'm extremely happy. I'm happy that I'm doing YouTube now. I'm happy that I have friends. I made amazing friends. I'm, I mean, sad. You know, Unus Annus just ended. But more so, a message was sent to me and to everyone who watched Unus Annus, and it's going to take a while to fully understand what that message was. So yeah, as a last point, I guess, because I do really need to process this and then go to sleep, because I'm sure rambling on like this while it is 3, what is it, 3:10 now? Well, it's 3:12 a.m. It isn't good for my brain. Especially when I'm trying to think of all these deep thoughts and whatnot. But I'll leave with this. I love doing YouTube. I only have 130 subscribers. That number has only been growing, and I will continue to have it grow indefinitely. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I love doing YouTube. It's fun. I can't see myself giving up on it like in the future. I I mean, like I said multiple times in my videos, my goal right now is to get 1,000 subscribers. That is absolutely going to happen. I am hard set determined on that happening. And once I get there, I am only gonna I'm never gonna slow down. Once I get 1,000 subscribers, I'm going even harder than I was in the past. Because this is my legacy. For for bad or for worse, I'm putting myself out there, and I'm creating something that I'll look back on and I will be proud of. Because I'll make it so I'm proud. Because I'll stick with it. That's really all I have to say. So, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna muddle whatever this recording is as of right now up with any sort of more speak from me in my delirious, almost emotionally vulnerable state. And I'll just end it. So, if you've made it this far, thank you. I would tell you to subscribe, but you already have. Bam, explosions. Okay, yeah, I'm done. Thank you for listening to me.